Podcast, the Monday night review edition of this episode. I guess you could say one, since this is basically our first episode doing this. Welcome. So glad that you guys are here, and I have a big rant. Monday Night Raw, did not like it at all. Was not a fan. Going to be getting into that. We're going to be getting into a lot with the Women's Championship having a rematch of Payback, and basically Payback being nothing but a setup for Extreme Rules. So Kyle, obviously you're here with me. I mean, this wouldn't be happening if you weren't here. What are your thoughts of tonight's show?
Honestly, man, I mean, you're saying how you didn't really like it, you weren't really a fan. I kind of liked it. It wasn't a great show, but I thought it was a pretty damn good show. No, I'm not a yes man. Shut up. Don't even, man. I thought it was a good show. It was good. Like you said, Payback was a setup basically for Extreme Rules, so we're basically going to see Payback version 2 of seeing, like, the same matches at Extreme Rules, or versions of it, like, just, like, that kind of thing, but I mean, I thought it was pretty good. There were some good things about it, some more bad things in my opinion, but I mean, I thought it was a good show.
I agree with you, Matthew Clausen. I had AIDS during this show also. I also was going to sleep, but I do want to say one thing, and this is something I'm wanting to get off my chest because I've seen a lot of people say this, and like I said, I just want to get this off my chest. Everyone's tweeting out saying, this fucking Raw is awful, they need to do fucking better jobs, this and that. I understand this Raw was bad. I agree. This Raw was awful. Had no direction, had nothing going its way. But we just got off of 3 straight Raws that were really good.
Exactly.
Very good Raws, and everyone's expecting this one to be even better. I get that it's just off of a pay-per-view, and I agree that it should be a very good Raw. But you have, they do it every single Monday. Mm-hmm. There's no breaks. Every single Monday, they do a Monday Night Raw, and everyone is on Twitter saying, this fucking Monday Night Raw sucks. They need to do a better job. Creative is awful. But then just 2 weeks ago, they were saying, man, this is a really good Raw. It's hypocritical. I agree, once again, bad Raw, but you know what? It's going to happen. We're not going to have every single Raw be amazing. So you know what? Man the fuck up and just allow it to be what it is. And this is not at anyone in particular.
Exactly.
This is at everyone. You know what? Again, I did not like Raw. I was very bored with it, and there's a lot of things I'm wanting to rant about. But I'm not sitting here complaining about it on Twitter. I did say on Twitter and on Facebook that I thought this Raw sucked. But I'm not here saying and talking down upon them like I have been, because every single Raw before WrestleMania was awful. There was no direction. But now, as I've said in the weeks beforehand, there is a story to these pay-per-views now. There was a story everywhere. Payback, in my opinion, was a great pay-per-view. Yeah, some things happened that I didn't like, but you know what? The wrestling was great. So that's all I'm going to say about this. Kyle, I know you liked Raw. I highly disagree with you, but that's an argument for other hands. I'm just going to get straight to the point. We do see Big Cass and some people in the Vaudevillains. I'm going to start off with one thing. Why in the hell is Rusev the number 1 contender for the U.S. Championship?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, when I was watching the Battle Royal, there wasn't really anybody in that match I could see being like the next U.S. champion. I couldn't see. I mean, I saw maybe like if they wanted to push Apollo Crews that hard, or even Baron Corbin that hard, but that's obviously not happening because Baron Corbin got eliminated and just like beat down Dolph Ziggler. He got eliminated. They're basically going to have round 2. Extreme Rules. I mean, like I said, look back in the match. Like, who really in there could you see like being the next U.S. champion, like dethroning Kalisto, basically?
By the way, Kalisto was awful at ringside. Could not get anything across. There was at one point he was saying, "I'm quicker and I'm and then it just stopped. It was like, dude. By the way, breaking news involving Ryback. Ryback was pulled from WWE TV. There's a report saying that he requested it because there is a contract issue. There is reports that he could be possibly done with the WWE. He has made it very, very public that he is not liking his role on the roster, which really, I can't blame him. And it also brings reason on why he was on the pre-show for Payback. Another report is saying that he was going to wrestle at Extreme Rules, and I'm sure it would have been a pre-show match. So this will be very interesting. So What did the crowd? What was the crowd yelling in the final two between Rusev
And
and
Ryder, Zack
Ryder?
Ryder.
Sorry, I'm doing like three things at once.
It's okay. I don't really know. All I heard really was like a lot of woo woo woos.
Exactly. So you're hearing woo woo woos. That
I
what
heard
is
that.
so the crowd wants Zack Ryder. This is the chance for Zack Ryder to do something because yeah, you can give him his WrestleMania moment and take it the next night. That's fine. But don't make him nothing, and don't do this again where now we're barely going to see Ryder again. And of course, Ryder's in the final two, and I'm thinking, okay, this could be really good. And then Rusev takes over. It's another small guy versus big guy type thing, and then more than likely we're going to see the big guy, the small guys can always persevere. Or we could see Rusev actually take the title, and John Cena come back to take it from Rusev again, and then the U.S. Open title happens again.
I don't want to see that though. I don't want to see Rusev with the title again. It's so boring. He shouldn't get the opportunity. Like really, he doesn't need it. Like he can just let him go have a feud with League of Nations. Let those three guys go at it.
The League of Nations ruined every single one of their characters. Every single character a part of the League of Nations is ruined because of what happened with that
They've
with
always
that
pretty
faction.
much been ruined.
No.
They've
Rusev
really
had
just been
something.
doing nothing.
Rusev had something, but that was ruined at WrestleMania 31. That was over.
Yeah.
At Wade Barrett he's always been like kind of over and has been very talented, but really hasn't gotten the right character and the right chance. Sheamus has been put into so many fucking opportunities, but guess what? Sheamus is awful. Mm-hmm. There was even talks of pulling the Money in the Bank briefcase off of him.
He shouldn't have had it in the first place. He's not the kind of guy to have it at all.
Me personally, Matthew, I do not want Rusev to be the monster heel. I'm done with Rusev. There's nothing really for him in my eyes anymore. It's, and I don't know. As of right now, there really isn't a heel.
I would have loved to see Baron Corbin win the match, honestly. I could have seen him doing great against Kalisto.
No, not
I want
yet.
to see him get the point. I like the guy. I'm just saying, that's just me personally. Like, I like
Not
the guy.
yet.
I think
he's not ready.
I agree with you. And apparently him and Dolph Ziggler are going to have round 2, like everybody else is.
I mean, like I said before, Payback. This is nothing but a setup for Extreme Rules, and then Extreme Rules will have some storylines finished. And once again, we're not going to have storylines finished. And here's my next big point, and this one being, why in the hell do we see Roman Reigns week in and week out be a fucking superhero to everyone? The Usos get their ass kicked, but anytime Roman Reigns is in the ring or he's doing something, Roman Reigns is kicking everyone's ass.
Mm-hmm.
He is made. He is made to be Superman and unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Because now we're playing the 3 men can't stop him. Why? There's no point. By them doing that, they're burying him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and not to mention, we have this whole AJ Styles stuff, where Styles is playing heel, but no, I want to be a good guy, but no, I want to be a bad guy. Do something, because I'm getting tired of having to say, okay, well, this and this is going to happen, and this is how this feud's going to go, and that's it. Oh, well now we got to worry about this because AJ Styles can't pick a side. Man, dang.
It's so frustrating, man. It's so just like, I want to see some confirmation because, like, even with Reigns, we don't really know if he's a heel or a face. With AJ, we don't know where he's going because it's constantly with Gallows and Anderson of like, is he going to side with them? Is he not? We don't know. Why can't they just confirm it? Just let it happen. If he is great. If he's not, okay. But then also don't end the night with a guy like Reigns who's been kicking everyone's ass for a while, even back before he was WWE champion, kicking everybody's ass, to now where you're still like trying to put the guy over. He's already over. He's the champion. Let it go. Give AJ his chance. You put him in a title match, he loses. Okay. Next night on Raw, he gets put through a fucking table. What? You gotta help the guy. You gotta give him a chance. He's gotta look strong. He looked so weak tonight. Yes, they won the match, but like, you have the champion put the challenger through a table to make a statement. What statement does Reigns need to make? He's the fucking champ. We need AJ to be stronger. They have to show that.
He's not. I'm gonna say this. He's not over. He's hated.
I know he's hated, but still, he's the champion. AJ needs to get more of a push right now.
The push that he's getting is crazy, and he's still getting it. And here's what's crazy, and everyone has said it. We're not gonna see Roman Reigns drop the belt probably until SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It's a truth that we don't want to deal with, but Reigns probably isn't going to drop that title until SummerSlam, and the rumor match is between Reigns and Cena.
Which okay.
So with Reigns, man, don't get me started. I mean, I can go on all night about the guy.
Yeah,
So
really
Matthew has a question to talk. Kyle, I'll
Okay.
let you answer this. When do you think AJ Styles will turn heel, or will he turn heel at all?
Well, with this feud, it's like I feel like before Extreme Rules, we're gonna have more of a confirmed heel or face between what Reigns is and what AJ is, at least in this situation. Because at Payback, it was basically because Reigns is basically a face, right? I mean, I want to say he's a face. I'm not 100%, but I mean he's basically a face. AJ is a face.
After tonight, he's a face because he pulled the chair back. He pulled it away. He had the opportunity to do it, but he played the good guy role. Said no, I'm not going to do it. He's a face right now.
Yeah, so then basically, I think before Extreme Rules, we're gonna have some confirmation. Either I think honestly, we might see AJ actually side with Gallows and Anderson before Extreme Rules. I think that'll happen, but it's a confusing situation. I definitely think before Extreme Rules, though, we'll definitely see it. I think they're gonna give him a heel turn. He's gonna do that thing they've been talking about for a while.
Well, they have 2 weeks to do it. They have 2 more Monday Night Raws to do it. And by the way, the crowd in St. Louis was fucking awful. It was a awful crowd. If the mics were lower, then you know what? I'm sorry, but that was awful.
I couldn't understand what they were saying half the time.
I couldn't either. The only thing I could understand was let's go Roman AJ Styles. That's the only thing I could understand. But Matthew, if you haven't, anyone in the chat has not seen Talk as Jericho, be sure to go check that out. He actually did. He actually had AJ Styles on his show, and AJ Styles kind of explains what his character is, and from what he is saying, which is not being that right now, is not a heel and not a face, but more of a heel, if that makes any sense at all. Mm-hmm. He also asked when will Finn Balor debut? At this point, I don't know.
Not for a while.
I think it's coming soon. But if anything, it's after his rematch. Because as of right now, Finn Balor is doing nothing but trolling the universe with with his debut. So, to be completely honest with you, it's making me not like Finn Balor. It's not because he's trolling, but it's getting really annoying when he comes out. I'll see you guys Monday, and then the next week I'm staying at NXT. Dude, fucking decide something, okay? I don't fucking care if you're not gonna come, but you know what? Decide. Yeah. Or don't say anything. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know when we're gonna see Finn Balor. If I had to guess, if he loses the title or he loses his rematch, he's 100% moving up. But I think you also have to look at it this way. This faction, if it is a faction, but with Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and AJ Styles, has to form. As of right now, it is not formed, even though they did their little, Bullet Club symbol thing and did their thing on the entrance. There's no telling what we will see. So, I think as of right now, it has to form, and it has to be healthy. Because if anything, if this was a faction, this is an awful faction because it's not healthy at all. But, as of right now, again, I am pissed off with the fact that we keep seeing the same thing over and over with AJ getting his ass whooped, but at the end of the day, AJ is able to, AJ, he got the win, but Roman Reigns whipped everyone's ass. Exactly. I guarantee you, if Roman Reigns had it his way, or I wouldn't even say it's his way, but if Roman Reigns was able to do what the creative team is, that whole roster would go out there and try to kick his ass, and the whole roster would fail.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just me.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna move on. because we've talked about this a lot, and a very good scene today involving the WWE tag teams with Big Cass coming out. At first, I honestly thought we're going to be seeing, I honestly said, holy shit, we could see Enzo. But then obviously it dawned on me, we're not going to see Enzo. No big deal. It didn't hurt my feelings, but that was really all that happened. Enzo or Cass really got his point across. He got the pin in an 8-man tag team, New Day and Big Cass with the Dudley Boys and Vaudevillains. Anything else really about that need to be touched on?
I mean, I definitely think it's an interesting situation because, after what happened at Payback, the Vaudevillains are number one contenders technically, but Enzo and Cass really didn't lose them. I think it's possible Extreme Rules we might see a fatal 4-way tag team ladder match or something like that for the titles. I think that's definitely a strong possibility now because, like I said, Dudley's are inserted, Cass is here. I think Enzo might be back before Extreme Rules, and we could see. I think what do you think if there was a fatal 4-way tag team match for the titles at Extreme Rules?
No, it's not.
I think it's possible.
It's already confirmed that it's not.
Why would they have done all this tonight then? What was the point?
Why? Well, for one, it kind of puts closure with the whole Big Cass or the Enzo thing, and it lets everything out. But that match is already confirmed that it's going to be between New Day and the Vaudevillains, which I'm okay with.
I am too.
I don't know what the actual result would have been, but I'm okay with it being those two teams facing off against each other. So I don't want to see anything else. I just want to see that. So. But that's just me, of course. Matthew asks, what will the group or faction be called? Balor Club, Bullet Club, or Bulletproof?
Okay, for one, I'm gonna say right now it will never be called Balor Club. I don't care if Balor is the leader. I think he just has Balor Club going for the fan base. That's all it is. It's not gonna be a faction, none of that. If anything, I don't think they'll do Bullet Club because that might be patented with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think they'll do Bulletproof if anything. That's what I'm thinking. I would rather them do Bullet Club, but that might be something that New Japan Pro Wrestling already has patented and will not give up the name kind of thing. But yeah, Bulletproof is definitely a strong possibility.
Do you have the proof to this that they won't give up the name?
I don't have the proof. I'm just saying what I would assume.
Okay.
I would just assume
Bullet Club is still a thing.
Yeah, Bullet Club or Bulletproof it'll be.
And that's if the faction is formed.
Which I'm praying it needs to be. It really does. Especially with how it's been because, I don't want to, we're going to be done with this obviously. I don't want to keep going over it. But it's been weeks that Gallows and Anderson have been trying to beat down Reigns and want AJ to do it too. And then AJ getting beat down for it. So I think tonight might have been the nail in the coffin where next week, I think next week we're going to end up seeing AJ say fuck it and then it's actually going to hit Reigns and they're going to side together.
No,
Gallows
he's not. Roman Reigns is going to take the hit and Roman Reigns is going to throw him somewhere. That's what's actually going to happen.
I don't know, man. I think we might see AJ say fuck it and just work with Gallows.
He might say fuck it, but you know what's going to happen? He's not going to do anything.
I think he might.
Nope.
I think we really might. It's because he went through a fucking table.
It doesn't matter that he went through a table. I don't care that he went through a table. The fact of the matter is, Roman Reigns is Superman.
Yeah, man. But
nothing happens to Roman Reigns.
I don't know. I'm just saying maybe next week or week after, something like that, we're going to see it. That AJ is going to say, fuck it, beat down Reigns. We're going to see Bullet Club standing up tall with their fucking, their hand shit, putting up their fucking too sweet shit, whatever it's called. Which is the finger thing, in case you don't know. It's called too sweet. I just want to let you know. That's the Bullet Club thing.
I don't care. So, then we have Cesaro versus Kevin Owens that ends if we're going to go off WWE.com, Cesaro beats Kevin Owens via disqualification. Kyle, got a question for you. Mm-hmm. Where in the hell did Kevin Owens get disqualified? And how did he get disqualified?
I have no idea. I don't know what the fuck.
So he was disqualified because The Miz ran into the ring and started beating on both Cesaro and Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm.
Making Kevin Owens DQ the match. Makes sense. So then, Sami Zayn walks out.
Of course.
Sami Zayn picks up the title. And as I said yesterday, we will see a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. More than likely, a TLC match,
No,
or a ladder match.
it'll be a ladder match. Not a big enough title to do a TLC. They'll do a ladder
I
match.
doubt it'll be a TLC match, but I mean, we don't ever know.
Yeah, I guarantee it'll be a ladder match just for the title to be interesting.
So another great topic to talk about right now: Natty versus Charlotte. Natty slapped the shit out of Ric Flair tonight, and well, guess what? We get to see Natalya versus Charlotte at Extreme Rules as predicted, in a submission match only. In a submission match, Ric Flair's banned from ringside, and I know I've said in weeks past, Ric Flair will have to be banned at ringside for Charlotte to lose the title.
Yeah.
And Matthew, you know what? Get started, man. Get started. Let's see what you got. To be completely honest with you, this is nothing but to make Charlotte look strong, because Charlotte looks very weak. She's made to look very week in and week out. She looked weak tonight. She looked weak last night with the ending. And now we get to see her look strong. She will win this legitly. I do not see Natty walking out as a champion. And if she does, then I am going to quit. And it's not even me going to be mad, but it's just going to be not. It's not going to make sense. You know, I think the perfect storyline is after SummerSlam, I will be champion for a year. Then Sasha Banks walks out, basically beats Charlotte for 2 nights. She'll beat her at SummerSlam at Night of Champions, and then at Hell in a Cell, you have Bayley walk out, or you get ready for Survivor Series and you do the Bayley angle.
Mm-hmm.
Or hell, even save that for WrestleMania. Bayley debuts Sasha Banks versus Bayley. I mean, it is a while,
yeah.
But I mean, look at it this way: if we're gonna be saying SummerSlam's around the corner and everything happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have Night of Champions, which would be the rematch, and then Hell in a Cell. You could build that feud up, because after Hell in a Cell is Survivor Series, then it's TLC, then the Royal Rumble, then and then WrestleMania. It's crazy to think, but even though WrestleMania just happened, not a lot of pay-per-views. Matthew says, okay, so I'm fine with them fighting at Extreme Rules, but the build-up for this one is the most stupid, corny shit. I don't know I don't know if the build-up is dumb. The only thing I don't like is the fact that we had a Chicago screw job. I think that was really dumb. I think it was also a low blow to the Hart family.
Yeah, it really was. That was not cool.
I've praised this feud. Natty really deserves to be where she's at right now, because she can fucking wrestle. But, you know, during the Divas era, that's not what was looked at. So Natty was thrown to the side, but now Natty's in the main picture. And I mean, man, she can wrestle. And I think there needs to be something added to the women's division, because the only talked about women's wrestlers are the people that are going for the title. So you have Charlotte, who's talked about 24/7 because she's the only women's wrestler. You know, she's the title. She has the title. Then whoever she's wrestling. So before WrestleMania was Becky Lynch, or Royal Rumble Becky Lynch. Then when WrestleMania came around, it was Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. Those two are out of the picture now.
Right.
Now
We haven't
seen Sasha Banks since the night after WrestleMania.
No, we have not. When they all came out basically for the coronation of Charlotte, and they just walked out pretty much.
He says, I think it was just really, really corny. I think the corniest thing that there is the whole bringing Bret Hart out, but that was still a great angle to do.
Yeah.
Just again, I think the finish for the match was the worst part of it. I don't know what they need to add. I guess you could say like kind of another women's belt and like an IC title belt or something, or do something to make it where it's interesting, because you only see one female wrestler or 2 female wrestlers, a month. That's all we consistently see. So that's just my take on it. I think that we need to see more of the women's wrestling. And I've been saying this for almost a year now. We're at the era where we are going to see a women's wrestling match main event something. Women's tag team belt, you could do that, but I don't think there's enough talent to do that for the women's belt.
I think it's possible. They could pull it off.
It would be if it would be possible if we were doing the whole 3-team things with Team Bad, Team Bella, Team PCB.
Yeah.
But I don't think so anymore.
I don't know. They could really just like throw together like some divas and just like, here you go. Here's the titles.
They're not divas.
Well, okay. I'm so used to it, man. Throw together, some women, throw them in a tag match, and like they go. Like some that have like some kind of team.
They are strong, independent women. Okay.
Who don't need no man. I got it, man. I'm so used to we've been dealing with divas for so long, man. I'm not used to just saying like women's wrestlers. I'm happy to say it.
Get PC, bro.
But yeah, I was actually disappointed though that like we have a feud like Charlotte and Natalya, which is like great, the rest kind of thing, and then watching Emma and Becky, so disappointed. It was a boring match. I was so
because there's nothing on the line. It's just a regular match.
I know, but still, though, you still have to like
thing.
put your hearts into that kind of thing.
No, it's not that. But here's the thing: when you have a match, let's say we have no story. You put AJ Styles versus Tyler Breeze. It means nothing, right? It means nothing. That's going to be a boring match because there's nothing nothing for it. Obviously, we're more into it because we are AJ Styles fans. But then you throw in a feud, which is like right now. You throw in the feud with Jimmy Uso versus AJ Styles with Roman Reigns at ringside and Carl Anderson at ringside. Then it's interesting because there's a story behind it. Gets you more into it. There's nothing behind this. This is just filler. It's
not even that, though. It's the wrestling, too, was just boring in general. Like, it's not even just, like, the entertainment value. Just the wrestling wasn't good.
That's why you throw in another title. I don't think tag titles, but I think you throw in, like, you don't call it the Intercontinental title, but you throw in another women's title to basically have someone like, because Summer Rae can wrestle. I'm giving it to her. She can wrestle. Give it to Summer Rae. Give it to someone that's small and not big. See if they can prove themselves with that title, and there's your pre-show for pay-per-views. Have that your pre-show. Have that go on weekend and week out, and then there you go. Boom. And is Stephanie playing Shane or is she turning face? Dude, Stephanie is still heel. She showed it with Dean Ambrose. Stephanie is doing this because she's just trying to make her dad. It's a story. We're going to see Shane McMahon versus Triple H. Guaranteed.
Oh, for sure.
And if you guys hear snoring in the background, it's because my dog is in a hardcore coma right now. So I apologize.
Yeah.
So, if you call up a few more, I think if you call up Asuka and Bailey, then you can throw in a tag team, or you can throw in more of a
IC or US title kind of thing.
Yeah, I think you can throw that in, but they don't need to pull that right now. And here is some news regarding some of the plans for Payback that got scratched. Arguably the biggest news to come out of Payback was the injury of Enzo Amore, who suffered a legitimate concussion and was rushed to a nearby hospital. Of course, Vince McMahon also dropped somewhat of a bombshell when he announced that both Stephanie and Shane were going to be running Monday Night Raw. The main card featured 6 matches in the McMahon family segment. The pre-show also showcased 2 matches for a grand 8 matches. The 6 matches are not a whole lot by any stretch, especially considering the opening. Okay, I hate when they do this because I just want to get to what was supposed to happen. It's annoying. Charlotte and Natalya should shine. No, where the hell is it?
What are you looking for?
Well, I mean, it says original plans.
Okay, I got you.
There were 2 more matches originally scheduled to take place at Payback on Sunday night. Both Alberto Del Rio and Sheamus were backstage for the pay-per-view, and sources indicated that at least one draft of Payback had those 2 competing in a singles match against one of another. That would have made sense. And the League of Nations have fizzled out, and none of the former members had a specific program for the pay-per-view. Last week, the Inquisitor reported that Del Rio suggested in an interview that the group had failed. Okay, I don't care. What is the other one? The other match that was pulled was Becky Lynch versus Emma in a singles match, which we got tonight. So nothing crazy. I honestly figured it'd be something crazy. Like I said, I personally predicted and thought that the Enzo and Cass were going to lose this match. So that's just me. Not a lot more to talk about story-wise or any headlining stuff. I can look at some more news, see if there's anything out. Just that way we can banter and ramble about. Other than that, superstar Sasha Banks upset with her current role. Obviously, that's gonna change.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, man, how could we not talk about Gold and Truth? Come on. Come on, man. It's Goldust and Truth. It's gold, man.
Actually, it's
great.
it's like Truth, like Prince Truth or something like that.
No, wait, you mean like right with him and Tyler Breeze? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Prince Truth. Oh, well, no, that's the Gorgeous Truth against Fondant Gold.
Yeah.
It's great.
I mean, there's really no point in talking about that. Other than that, not a lot to talk about other than I'm unhappy with tonight's Raw. And again, I'm going to say it, and I said it before. We can't be unhappy, and we can't have 10 out of 10 Raws every single night. That just can't happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So, if to the people listening, if you're going to say, well, fucking Raw sucks, that's okay. But you know what? We're not going to get a great Raw every night. So there's no point in complaining 24/7 and saying shit that you probably wouldn't say if you were in their face. And you know what? I am directing that at some people, but I'm not going to say who it is because YouTube drama. So for myself and Kyle, you're listening to the Realest Podcast, the wrestling show. And before we go, be sure to tune in Monday nights, obviously tonight for the Monday Night Review. Thursday nights is the next big thing. Friday nights is Endgame Round 1. Yes, Endgame being our first video game show. We're going to be talking Call of Duty, which actually just released their first trailer, and Battlefield 5. Saturdays is Keeping It Real with Blake and Kyle. This is going to be our standout podcast. We're not going to be going live with that. We're going to be recording. And then Sundays, whenever there's a pay-per-view, we're going live with a prediction show and results. So be sure to also follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com/Realest Podcast or at Realest Podcast, Facebook.com/Realest Podcast. If you are enjoying what you're listening to, hit that like button. And again, don't miss another show. Hit that subscribe button for Mondays, Monday Night Review, Thursday, Next Big Thing, Fridays, Endgame, Saturdays, Keeping It Real with Blake and Kyle, and then obviously pay-per-view Sundays, and whatever happens, we're also going to have big, crazy WWE breaking news. And until next time, for Kyle Lepore, I am Blake Carter. Peace out. How about that timing, though? I know I'm still alive, but that was random with this song. Peace out, guys.